Okay, quick Thursday morning radar update. So, Fed week puts a little bit of sickness in the shorter term charts, doesn't it? We're just bull flagging the DAX, FTSE 100, just got a little bit of a gap down on the weightings today, and 250 has been coming in for a few days. Small caps, gap down, gaps close to the upside. So, let's just quickly go through those. We'll go through the US as well. Transport's still coming in. Transport gets a little bit of pressure from the likes of high oil prices. So this is pretty normal action. Dow, industrial average, sideways. Yes, the last few days it's coming in. Normal action. S&P, distribution day yesterday. 1 day off all-time highs. In the history of the world, less than 1%. Very narrow ranges. A day like this looks like a big day. Put the log scale on. Compare this day here to prior bigger day. This is volatility. These big long sticks. So you could fit 2.5, 3 of these in a big volatile day. So very narrow ranges. This is what we call the F flag. I'll just demonstrate that for you. There's your F, and you know what F stands for in the swear word world. It's all good until it gets effed, and it's a very narrow range, so it looks a little bit bigger than it is. What about the Nasdaq? Everyone said this. Growth stocks are dead. This is a rotation into value. Well, let's just go and have a look at that. This is the Nasdaq, and this is the Dow Jones, and this is what the Dow's done in the last how long. And let's go and have a look at the Nasdaq. This is basically basing out. I think you don't want to weight your opinions on your whole investment methodology on just a little bit of back and fill in the markets, and it really is a little bit of back and fill. I'll just show that by just showing you the monthly chart. We had this little pullback here, weekly pullback. This is a monthly, and then it closed up at new closing highs, and then just a little bit of back and fill, and it's let's see how it closes. We're not there yet, but let's see how it closes at the end of the month. That's the way to view these things. The bigger chart is in charge. The small, don't make investment decisions on daily charts. Is basically, you want a little bit more weight in it. If you stay in your lane, stay on your time frame. It's as simple as that. Russell just going sideways, basing out. Big long sort of digestion of a huge move. It's basing out here. It made a huge move. It has to digest that move. At the moment, that's what it's doing. The DAX, little bull flag at all-time highs. The FTSE 100. We've closed at all-time highs. 52-week highs by the looks of this. This is the weakest market as well. It has been for some time in my trend model. But a little bit of action here and a punch higher, it will make full bull again. It's not there yet. It's never got there since the market crashed. And the 250, come on, very narrow ranges, nothing much to see, and the small caps. So it is what it is. The future is unwritten. I'll just trade what I trade, how I trade it, and not make any decisions on this. And another really good sort of, you know my view on this big bearish channel. Gold had a huge run. The stocks drifted off the screens. The leaders drifted lower, and the rest followed. And you know, we had a point of interest down here, didn't we? And that was the point of interest. It did what I call a swing kicker, and it held and it moved up. But you know, the primary trend is up. The secondary trend is down. If you reverse up these videos, this is where I got asked a lot of questions about gold. This is where a lot of people in the media wanted to tell you how good gold was. And just go and find the video, what's probably titled Gold. And, you know, our view is this thing will probably come back into here, mean trend. And the bull case will be it bases out a little bit here and coils up and gets ready for the next move. You could get a big wide loose base, and it could do that for 5 years. You know, you never know these things. As I show you this big base, we worked around for about 5 years. So, you know, trend is up, the primary trend is up, the secondary trend is down. Just let this thing, you will see all the gold stocks hit the screen, is the best way of putting it, before, you know, when they're ready to move, you will see them. Otherwise, you're going to be trading around the actual gold price instead. That's a different game than just trading the gold stocks. So, you know, that's my 2 penneth on that. Lots of I think REITs have been running that long now, and I think banks are in play today. We one of the best ideas was a bank yesterday we saw on the swing screens. I'm out of the swings market at the moment because I'm trying to get a lot of work done at home and trying to get trading bases a little bit more mobile. So I'm working on doing that in the background. So I've been out of the swing market. But, you know, let's go and have a look. It's 10.26. We should have traded, I'd say 28% to be on average volume. I'll just order this. We are seeing some banks. We are seeing, you know, what the best swing opportunity we saw last night was a bank, wasn't it? What else did I write on there for swings? No, I just wrote one swing. So that was the best opportunity last night, wasn't it? Do not chase these things. This one's already moved out of this sort of low risk area, and there's other ones sort of following. The last time we saw the banks set up for a move was these sort of cheat areas. They all set up together as they usually do, and this one was here. And this one actually looked a bit like a laggard, I think, at that time. I think it was down here in the right side of a base. And it's in the right side of the base again now. It did have a good move a few years ago. Oh, it's still on my chart. There it is. This one actually led back then, though, back in 2016. So let's get past these, and I'm just going to fly through these. VLX has gone through okay. News days are noise days. I'll just share my plan with this. It needs to trade close above this level for me to squeeze a bit more into this trade. I'll let it do that on an end of day basis. I'm not interested in chasing intraday noise. Ken Mayer, you know, you guys who are following these metal, I know there's quite a few metal stocks pulling into some interesting sort of areas in my world. The stronger ones are holding up. At the moment, I don't want to curse it, but I won't curse my own trade, but Ken Mayer is actually holding up as well, and that's a pretty interesting one as well. Good strong action there. Clipper, CLG, I'm in that one as well. Moving on, this one went through the screens last week. let's just keep going. Jump into those small caps. HFD, news days and noise days. Go and have a look at the open interest on this. It took the lows of the previous few days out, and then back up it's goes. Now I'll just sort of repeat again. Anyone at Trading Bases, this was a focus stock around the lower risk entries. The first sort of early bird setup was here, but it kind of looked more like a base, and it gapped out, and then off it went, and it threw pullback entries, breakout entries. I would think anyone who's riding this will have a full position running, and that they're starting to trail a nice winner. That's how you want it to work out. 888 just into a normal area there. Travel and leisure is obviously on volume today. This is another thing you've got to learn. A bit of lockdown news, just bash these down, and back up they come. A little bit corky. Is that a sign that they're done with going down? I don't know. I don't tend to trade them. Anything to do with aeroplanes, I kind of step aside. It's an awful sector to put your money in, but it is what it is. I'll jump into the small caps. I'll put 28% in here as well. See what's in here. I'll just do it by sector. So Bank of Cyprus is there, sort of base in action as well, isn't it? And in fact, it's another sector I don't like to do business in. The banking. It's a swing sector for me. It's good for swing trades, but not really a fan of holding stuff like that long term. Let's just buzz through these and see what we see. This is CTP, calculated total punt. It's still, it's basing out at the moment. It's still, it's way out of those low risk bases. This one was on the swing screens. I know nothing about it. We saw it, and that's what I wanted to cover actually about gold. It's as if it was, front running the move, and it's probably in an area where, getting towards an area where gold beats out sort of a left side of a base, maybe, or just beats a low out in the next sort of week or so, maybe, on the move. Obviously I don't own a crystal ball, it's still in the fixers, but that would be the place where you might start to see gold stocks hit your screens again. Hit my screens anyway. A lot of info in this one. I haven't dropped one public for a while. I've been dropping a few focus stocks in recently, so I've been just dropping them in the chat. Beaks, I have a position in this as well. I actually want it to go sideways some more, really, but if it moves above this level here, I will be adding to my trade and squeezing a bit more into it, not before. D4T4, obviously that is just out of the lower risk, the last low risk entry, I would say. Traxis, obviously, same. And Ryanair, basing out as well. Look at the base on Ryanair. I hate these stocks. Nothing personal, but it's a huge level here. Is that a reason? They wouldn't pass my growth screen, but you could also sort of build a little level there on that as well. Not what I trade towards. I do see it for those. That's just a little insight into how I look at the trends in the travel and leisure sector. So I'll leave it there. There's a lot in there. Every day we try and do something a little bit instructional, and every evening we try and do the same and find one good idea. It doesn't happen every day, but let the ideas come to you, and do not chase the news, because it really gets you on the wrong side of the reward to risk, in my opinion. I'll leave it there. Cheers all.